Hey, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. So, it's been a crazy couple weeks for me. It's been a very interesting day. I listened to the brief by Mary Camacho twice. Um, I have a couple of things I will try to stay in order, so that I can make a pretty quick video instead of having this video filled up with a bunch of, I don't know, just crazy comments all over the place. So, first order of business, um, I'm really happy that the Holo organization, excuse me, I almost said Holochain, Holo organization is going in a different direction. As I've stated before, I'm really happy that they're going to start using HOT as payment. There were a lot of great questions in the AMA. There were a lot of questions that were not answered. Were a lot of the things that she had stated we already knew. This is one of those things in which I'm happy that they're giving us updates. I'm not going to be critical with the updates that were given to us. The explanation that Mary Camacho used or talked about as far as some of the questions kind of got a little too technical for me. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not really a technical guy. I kind of get the overall gist. And to my knowledge, and please correct me if I'm wrong, things kind of, to me, it seems like they're still trying to get things in order. Not to be a dead horse, but they're kind of beating a dead horse with a lot of us are just so frustrated and a little bit impatient, right? Because we've been waiting for years. And the update is, we're going to have an update. We don't know this. We're going to have an update. We don't know this yet. We're going to have an update. We don't know this yet. And it's kind of getting tiresome. I applaud Mary Camacho for explaining that her new position and where she is, in which I have the biggest question. This is one of the things that kind of rubs some people the wrong way. If you have time to make an hour-long podcast, you go deep into conversations about many things, which I did listen to the podcast. Mary Camacho says a lot. But when it comes to these briefs, it's like she's explaining things that either we don't there's just so many questions. At this point, I don't think it's Mary Camacho's fault. I don't think it's anybody's fault, but I just think that there just hasn't been a lot of our questions answered. Let me give you guys a great example. We have, and you guys know, I have been pining for the Holo organization to be more clear and transparent on what they're doing. As far as they are a business, and I've always stated this, you have to separate Holochain, which is the Holochain Foundation, which is a non-profit organization, for Holo LTD, which is limited, which is a for-profit organization. And usually when you have a for-profit organization, you have names, you have people who are in charge of different departments, you have updates on exactly what you're doing, where you're going, how you're doing it, and everyone is pretty clear. what has happened, and Mary Camacho stated as much, is that everything between Holochain and Holo has become like just a great a monolith. And I've stated this. You guys know who've been listening to me. I've been really, it's really frustrating because it's like, dude, you don't sound like you're a genius. You don't sound like you're intelligent. You don't sound like you have an IQ. So I'm not going to listen to you, or what you say does not matter. But if you guys been listening to my channel, all of the things that I've been talking about, Holochain is talking about doing now when they could have done this years ago. So it's a little bit frustrated on my part because I've been pining for the organization to kind of get things together and treat it like a business, right? A true business, but they weren't doing that. And now all of a sudden they're doing it. And now we're in the middle of a bull run. And now things are a little bit confusing. So we have questions still on, we're going to get into a couple of the comments because I think the chat was hilarious. But we still have questions about hot and hollow fuel. A lot of people out there still don't realize. And so here's the thing. Everything that I talked about hot and hollow fuel before still applies to when they're planning on saying, okay, we're going to switch everything from hot to hollow fuel. And hot. So hot is no longer going to be a reserve currency. It's going to be a currency in the beginning for holo hosting. The plan was to have it to be I've always said that it wasn't going to be this, but for it to be just a placeholder token, which anybody with the IQ over 0 could know that was not going to be the case. I'm telling you, it was not going to be the case. And honestly, I still believe that it's not going to be just a placeholder. And a lot of people are going to get fooled because you need to do your research. You need to learn that if you purchase hot and you switch your hot to hollow fuel, you are stuck with that hollow fuel. You need to understand that. You're not using hollow fuel for anything else. Hollow fuel is not going to be listed on any exchanges, not anytime soon. Probably 6 months to a year after the one-to-one exchange. So there are many people out there like hollow fuel, yeah, hollow fuel, and we all know those people, and it's wonderful, it's great. Having hollow fuel, I think hollow fuel is going to solve a lot of issues, a lot of problems, double spending for micropayments. I mean, God, there's so many different ways that hollow fuel, in so many different ways that hollow fuel can solve problems in many different industries. As I stated before, I think that hosting on its own, just that one product, can solve so many problems in the healthcare industry when it comes to HIPAA violations, when it comes to privacy. Oh my God. And let me tell you, hospitals are willing to pay money because they're willing to pay money because they're getting slapped with lawsuits left and right. And so when I tell you guys that where I think Holochain and Holo is going to go, and how great this technology is, and how depressing it is sometimes to see that it is, from a business standpoint, flopping around like a fish out of water, when honestly, you have people who are making millions of dollars, who are more intelligent and more educated than I am, and you cannot form a business the way it was supposed to be formed from the beginning. And that's why it's frustrating. I'm not complaining about Mary Camacho giving us updates. I'm not complaining about where they are right now or where they're trying to go. I'm not complaining that about certain things, but as far as how they're using the hot token. But I am complaining about one thing. I will complain about, because there's a lot of things that everybody can complain about. And as a whole, as Holochain and the Holo organization kind of get themselves on a right track, on a better track, a different track, however you want to say it, These are things that they could have been doing a while back, and they could have been further down the road if they had just thought about things a little bit differently. And that's what's frustrating. It's not frustrating to me that they are where they are now, because I am 90% sure. I go back, as I said it before, I say it again. Holochain and Holo, their technology is going to shake the very fabric of the crypto industry, of energy, of micro payments. Like, it's going to shake the fabric. I believe that Holo hosting, there's so many good things and so many different possibilities. This is indeed, like, you guys don't understand how big, you see how big that the stock market is. The cryptocurrency market is going to be equal or higher than the stock market. But guess what? People have to be able to be bought in. They have to buy into the formula. They have to buy into the philosophy. They have to buy into the technology. And that does take time. And so because all of these things take time, we are super early, super duper early. Bitcoin, excuse me, not Bitcoin, is already $1 trillion asset. And I truly, honestly believe that if the Holo organization, the Holo, not Holochain, but you can might as well put them as one, because once again, Mary Camacho did talk about how they have to find out ways to separate individuals and put them in certain spots, because they've been back and forth with this project, and everything's just been kind of all over the place, and people maybe working different, I don't know, people working different jobs, however it is. But the fact of the matter is that they have been all over the place, and if they had just stuck to a regular, ordinary business model, it would have been just fine. Now, the good news is that obviously we're super early. There's going to be a whole lot of changes. Apparently there's going to be some news. I've said this before. You guys can go back and look at my videos. Oh, we're going to launch in this day. I'm like, if they're going to launch that day, it's probably going to be 2 months later. Oh, nope. We're going to extend it. We're going to launch this day. No, I told you guys, if they're saying it this day, it's probably going to be more later. And I gave you my reasons why. And it's the same thing that I'm saying. Like, they talk about how, and I do believe that they could, that hosts are going to start being paid in Holo, which I'm excited about, and I'd rather be paid in hot than Holo Fuel. I don't have any business in the Holo Fuel ecosystem until it is ready. And then I can make a conscious decision. Okay, I want to keep Holo Fuel, or I want to trade, or I want to get rid of 50,000 of my Holo Fuel and swap it into hot, a certain amount into hot. I can do that. I can have that autonomy. But for right now, what we need and how we need to grow things, I'm accepting hot as payments, and I want hot as payments. And yes, the Holochain organization can use my Holoport for many different reasons. Why? Because I want them to flourish. I want Holo Fuel to flourish. I want hot to flourish. I want everything to flourish. I want this whole entire project to flourish. But in order to do that, we have to get on the right track. So my frustration is not because they're getting on the right track and they're doing it now. My frustration is that they should have done it a long time ago. Okay, I beat it with a dead horse now. Thank you. Thanks to, I really love the interview with Eric Harris Braun. I like his authenticity. Where he's, you can look. I'm a person, I'm all about body language, and I can read the person's body language and I can tell whether they're bullshitting or not. That's just me personally. I can do that. And I don't, a lot of people, look at this. I'm on this page for a reason, but look at where we are here. We're seeing Bitcoin, and we're seeing Ethereum, and we're seeing Tether and Solana. Look at this. Solana, it's a trash. Excuse me. Jesus. Let me not go there. Look at this project. It shouldn't be more valuable than XRP. Hell, it should not be more valuable than Cardano or Avalanche or even Stellar or even Polkadot. Like, why? I'll tell you why. We have so many people willing to put money into projects that are not working or going to take a long time to work smoothly. A broken down project that a project that always breaks down, that they don't have a real clear goal, their token is not used properly, or their everything has been shut down a couple of times. And this is where it's at. And by the way, it's just beginning. So guess what? People are going to throw money into these projects. They're throwing money into Ethereum and Bitcoin, and that's perfectly fine. I know why Bitcoin, because it is a great store of value. It is what it is. I don't want to hear anybody say anything differently. Okay? But you look at it and you're like, why? How? Why is this even happening? It's because of the fact that people are trying to find hope into a project that is going to be the future. One of the things that I've been saying before about Holochain and HOT is that they should have been. Remember those days when they were talking about no hype? I bet they wish they had hype, because now they're like, well, we didn't have a working product in. You have a working product in Holochain, not Holo, and you had hope. And that's one of the things that people are investing in these companies and the organizations, because they have hope. We have hope. You have hope if you're watching this video into Holochain, mostly because you have done your research. You understand. You have hope that this project is going to move forward. Wonderful. Great. I cannot wait for this project to move forward. So, yes, Mary Camacho, she also stated that next month in December, that it's going to be more of a manual thing of people getting paid in HOT. Certain holoports are going to be chosen for this. So not all holoports are going to be chosen for this. How much HOT they're going to be making and how they're going to earn it, I don't know how they're doing all of that. I have not received an email. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty far down the list of receiving an email. But wonderful, great. We're moving forward, and all the best. So at that point, let's get down to the nitty gritty of the HOT token, because that's what we want to talk about. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about this, and actually one who was it on X, somebody, I asked you guys. I know some of you are asleep, and I get it, my bad. I'm a little bit late. I've been gone all day long, and I asked you guys, hey, let me see here. I asked you guys to ask me any questions. Now, one of the things that I did realize in the chat, it seems like Dr. Tony has toned down a little bit. Dr. Crypto Tony has toned down a little bit. One of the things he said that was on the chat that was funny, he said, Mary Camacho is looking great or whatever. He's like, no, concentrate, Tony. I don't understand. We have to get to a point to where we're understanding that we're on the same team. We're on the same team. We're trying to get to the same place. We want Holochain. We want Holo to be very productive. We want change, right, in the crypto space and in the technological atmosphere. We want all of these things. So we all want the same thing. And when it comes to value, we believe that Holochain and Holo is going to get there. But real quick, let's just take a look at this. We got HOT at 152. We got the market cap at 522. Really, honestly, Holo should be a 60 billion. You look at these, you guys should look at small caps. Look at, and I'm talking about in the not the crypto space, but if you look at the penny stocks, like, oh my God. So the possibility is endless. We're early. Now let's take a look. Look at here where we have the total supply at 177 billion. There was a question that I found very interesting. I know I'm kind of hopping about the questions, but someone asked, Well, there were multiple questions, but someone asked, "Hey, uh, are you guys planning on selling hot? No. Burning hot because the plans have changed." And the reality of it is, so far, she said, well, first off, she said she don't know. Then she stated that what the plans were back in the green paper. You guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did read a lot of the green paper. Actually, I made a video on that. That was a very long video, but I read it. I understand the questions about when the hot token is going to enter the U.S. I'm going to answer. I'm talk about that in a second. Answer that question. But when it comes to burning hot, I honestly, because there's an algorithm with Holo Fuel, supposed to be an algorithm, and this is another reason why I'm not fully confident in Holo Fuel. I'm just not, you guys. And it's not because I don't think it could be great. It's because there has to be a lot of testing. It's just a complicated project. It really is. Holo Fuel. It's a complicated HAP that it's gonna take time. So, but when we're looking at hot, I don't see why they can't. I mean, I know why, but I honestly don't see why they can't take off like 100 billion hot and make it 77 billion. You're still gonna have a crap ton of hot out there. I don't think all of the hot is out there in the ether. There's 174 billion hot as a circulating supply. I imagine, this is just my own personal opinion, that the whole organization holds a lot of hot. It wouldn't make any sense for them not to. And you know, so, and they're gonna hold a lot of hot by receiving payments for a holoport, right? And then they're also going to have a lot of hot because they're going to have a lot of organizations to purchase hot so that they can purchase Holo Fuel, or to get Holo Fuel and have it. There's just so many questions there. I'm not going to go over to all of that in high detail because later on I'm saying the same stuff I've been saying in other videos. So I just don't see why they can't do that. They should, in my personal opinion. Yes, it's going to make a lot of people instant billionaires, right? Or millionaires, excuse me, not billionaires, but some maybe. So it's going to be very interesting to find out how they are going to do this. Let me read this right here. This says Hot Holo has developed Holo Fuel. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. A cryptocurrency designed to facilitate microtransactions between users and hosts on its distributed hosting platform. This native currency enables efficient and scalable payments, eliminating the need for the middleman and reducing operational costs. Wonderful, great. This was stated 9 hours ago by Leila Montgomery Sword. And one of the things that's going to be confusing for a lot of people is the fact that Holo Fuel does not exist right now. You have a lot of people who are wanting to get into crypto space, and let me not even get started on the people in the United States of America. And while Mary Camacho stated that, okay, well, we know that a lot of people purchased hot back then. That doesn't mean that new people can't purchase. That doesn't mean that new people. It means that new people have not been able to purchase hot for 4 years or 5 years, something like that. Because she said it was from 2017 or 18 to 2021 or something like that. And so as the U.S. decides that they want to get rid of Binance and get rid of, because remember, you guys don't know my story. Some of you guys don't know my story, but I actually had to get rid of my hot because of the fact that these, watch my language, idiots out there are, were chasing away all of these exchanges because they didn't understand crap, and now they've Binance exited the U.S. and it was crazy, and so I had to do something, and it's frustrating. And now a lot of people, this is one of the things that I did not like about that comment, was that a lot of people have hot, but we're talking about more people that want hot, that want to be involved in the hot token and purchasing hot and actually getting involved with Holochain, because if they're able to purchase hot, they're going to want to research and do more research on Holochain. That's just the truth of the matter. Then they'll understand the differences between Holo and Holochain, and they'll be like, oh wow, that's very cool. So let me get this straight. So there's going to be a whole lot of projects creating cryptocurrency on Holochain, just like there are a lot of crypto projects creating crypto on blockchain. Yes. Oh, that's crazy. Then they'll get a bigger and better idea of exactly what's happening. So we have 174.4 billion hot out there. Obviously, this is an ERC20 token. I'm not going to click on the white paper. I'd be tempted to read it, and you guys don't want to hear me read right now. Max supply just says the zeros there. It's definitely not unlimited. That's all that there's going to be. So that's interesting. And we're looking at the volume, and we're looking at the market cap. The market cap should easily be in the billions. Easily be in the billions. I'm sorry, you guys. This project is just amazing. The project is amazing. The idea is amazing. For me, it fits every one of my needs that when I want to invest or be a part of something, but their business practices has been trash. And they have been working on that, and we're seeing changes, and I'm hoping that those changes are going to lead to better practices, because it's just terrible right now. That's the only thing. It's like somebody being Superman, and they do everything perfect. They have, perfect everything. Skin, perfect build. They look good. They got, perfect muscles. They can fly. They can do everything. But they don't wash their hands after they use the restroom. And you're like, ugh. And so from a business standpoint, when you're thinking about this, when you're thinking about Holo, not Holochain, when you're thinking about Holo as a business, you're looking at it and you're like, man, they got everything, man. Oh my God. Like, look at this tech. Look at their ideas. Look at where they're going. Oh, man, look at this project. It's just awesome. It's great. Ew. That's what they're doing for business. Like, why there were so many red flags for people, and that's why they haven't got into the into Holochain, into Holo, because there has been red flags. And I'm hoping that those red flags kind of just go away, and we just start plucking them out, and we start moving forward. Okay? And I know you guys are tired of hearing me complain about it, but this is something serious, because if Holo, the organization, want to raise funds for the people who hold Holo ports, and you want to raise fund for the Holochain organization, and you want to create you want to have some kind of not appearance, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to have some kind of, not staying power, some kind of noise within the market, just trying to get people to pay attention to you. You do that by having great business practices and great communication. So I'm starting to see Nathan's out there attempting and doing, I think he's doing a great job trying to communicate with us. I think Paul Diaz has been doing a great job trying to communicate with us on exactly what's happening. I do understand that there's a lot that they're doing where everything's kind of a mess. I need them to get it together. I need you guys. I need the whole organization to get it together. And I really do believe that they are going to get it together. It's just very frustrating. Another positive thing, there was a lot of positive things that did come from the AMA. I'm really excited to hear that they want to take care of the Holo host, which is great. I'm excited to hear that the host will be paid in hot. One of the things that I did catch on, and I told you guys this, man, if you guys listen to my videos, I know it's painful. I know my voice is painful. I know I'm not like one of those guys, you're going to be a millionaire, you know, crypto channels. But, you know, I said, you know, when it comes to the them giving information, when the holidays come, they shut down. I'm not saying they're shutting down, but it's not really communication. So we're gonna get this AMA next week. I don't know what Arthur Brock is gonna say. Eric Harris Brown, excuse me. I don't know, or Arthur Brock, whoever shows up. I don't know exactly what they're going to say. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm super excited about the AMA, but I am done getting too excited about these AMAs because there's just so much information. Like, we're like, where are we going with this? But I am confident. I do have hope, people. But anyway, she said that there's not gonna be a brief until January, which she said early January. If she does have a brief early January, it will be the first time, the absolute first time that they actually have a brief on time in which they said they were going to have a brief. It's like they've been giving us a little bit of information and then we don't get a lot of information until later, right? We don't get information until much later. So it's just very, it's just very frustrating. Now enough of that. Enough of me being frustrated. Let me see here. All right. So, you know, Mayor Camacho talked about how, you know, they're updating the website and stuff like that. And they have, right? Holo's approach to pricing, payments, and currency reflects our commitment to creating a fair and efficient distributed hosting ecosystem. While implementing Holo Fuel remains our goal, we've adopted a short-term plan to ensure seamless operation for customers and hosts alike, accepting hot and other national currencies as payment for hosting services. Someone asked the question, hey, you know what? Why would somebody use hot if they have the national currencies? And I think that was a very excellent response. Mayor Camacho stated, you know, especially people in the United States, you know, we have a very narrow way of looking at things, and we don't really understand that for some people, hot is the best way to go. It's the best way to keep your payments, what's the word? Your value, right? Your value. It's a way to keep your value. Sorry, I don't know why that took so long for me to say that. And so, yeah, for some people, like in the U.S., for example, like, hey, we receive dollars. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think it just makes everything easier to make everything a hot. That's just me personally. But hey, what do I know? Now, Holo will accept payments for hosting services primarily in hot, which with additional support for national currencies such as USD and Euro. This approach allows us to leverage the prepaid hosting credits from 2018 while we work toward fully integrating Holo Fuel-based payment system. Simplified pricing. Customer pricing will be aggregated, and simplified, ensuring straightforward payment processes. No micropayments yet. Until we implement Holo Fuel as the internal account system, micropayments and direct peer payments between customers and hosts will not be supported. Holo port owners will have the option to provide hosting services to various customers and projects based on their hardware's capacity. Hosts will be compensated by Holo based on their selected plans and actual usage. I like that. Selected plans and actual usage. Claims-based payouts. We're currently working with hosts to determine the best payment option. In the interim, host payments may be handled via a claims process using hot. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot to integrate Holo Fuel, but here's something that a lot of people don't really understand. It's gonna be a lot to break that system, because what happens when hot comes out? Hot is working wonderfully. Hot is working great, And the payments between the host, the host, not the host, the providers, not the payments between the hosts. Wow, I gotta say that right. With the hosts, as they're getting paid from these organizations or the Holo organization is working great, you're just gonna stop it. You're just gonna be like, hey, you're gonna start receiving Holo fuel now. You're gonna tell everybody that's been purchasing the hot token in the US, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're not using the hot token anymore, which they stated that they're always going to use the hot token. I just think that it's be less confusing. I do think that, as I stated before, I do think that they should separate specific hosting and make it only payable in hot, and then for other things in which Holo fuel will be used, you just use Holo fuel for that, and make Holo fuel the major way of earning value to the Holochain organization. And hot will do that in so many small terms. Now at this point we're talking about energy, and we're talking about decentralized hosting, and that value of decentralized hosting they're trying to tie into Holo fuel, in which there's only so much Holo fuel is going to be available by the algorithm, which again I don't even know how that's going to work. I think this is a massive project in which they won't be able to solve anytime soon, but hey, surprise me. All right. One of the things that I want to mention to you guys is that I want you guys to look at this picture here. I want you guys, if you can tell me something that really pops out. I'm going to tell you guys something that really pops out. You know what? You want to know what it is? You want to know what really pops out here? All right, I give you 3 more seconds. 2, 1. What really pops out here is every single one of these people are human beings. We have to get to a point and understand, while I do get frustrated, I do get a little bit impatient. We have to understand that these people are human beings, and that they are trying and attempting to work on a project to better and to move forward with their own ideals, which we heard a lot of Eric Harris Braun's ideals and his mindset, which was wonderful, which is great. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. And we kind of get an idea of how Mary Camacho thinks. I will tell you guys this: ever since she changed her hairstyle to this, it's been, to me personally, it's been great. I love her hairstyle. It's like her own little mini staple. Everybody else here, just being honest, I don't know who these people are, but they're human beings. And so I can be very, very critical, but at the same time be very, very respectful with the fact that these are human beings and they're doing their absolute best. I'm a human being. I'm doing my absolute best. None of us are perfect. None of us have the perfect philosophy, mindset. All of these individuals, and I'm gonna say it in a way that might be a little bit off-putting to some of you, but every last one of these people eat, sleep, and use the restroom just like all of us. We're all human beings. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now, let's go into this last part here. We're just going to look at some things over here on X. Someone asked me on X, said, I am going to make sure I answer your question. My bad. Adam, you said, do you also feel a USA listing of HOT is coming? Someone asked a great question and was stating that, hey, you know, how are people going to get involved? I do believe that a listing, I don't think it's going to be in December. I think that there's going to be a listing done in January. I think that there's going to be so many people screaming out loud so many people screaming out loud, and it's going to be one of those things to where it's going to be, yeah, I'm clicking on this. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry. This is a squirrel moment. Yeah, I just got to do it. So I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. And they're saying the coach, because it seems like he never gets fired. He's like a cockroach, man. Like, he just doesn't get fired. And he's like Doug Peterson out here surviving another week. Now, so if some of you guys don't know, this is a reference from what is that show called? Oh my God, Squid Game, and they're making another season of it. But the fact that they're bringing this meme back is hilarious, and I'm sorry. I know this is a crypto channel, but damn, that's hilarious to me. Okay, let's get back to what I was stating before. We'll get back into some updates here. So yes, going back to my, I believe that it's going to be in January. I think it's going to be loud. I think there are going to be so many people saying, look at this project. It's awesome. Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. It's live. Wait. And the US are going to be like, wait, what do you mean I can't purchase HOT? What are you talking about? So I think the screams are going to get louder. I also think it's going to get louder. I think I think people are going to be screaming for HOT to be listed on exchanges, because I think we're going to go to a full month of just almost complete silence as far as what is really happening, what is really going on. I know Mary Camacho has stated that there's going to be some kind of maybe some updates and some letters and news and stuff like that, but I just don't think we're going to get a whole lot. We'll find out, because next week is going to be an AMA. We haven't had an AMA in a long time, and as a matter of fact, man, I can't remember when the last time we had an AMA, but it's been quite a while. So yeah. Someone put no Holo Mondays anymore. Holo is going live in December. It's something the Holo family should celebrate, isn't it? Well, Holo is, you guys have to understand that Mary Camacho stated that people are going to be paid in HOT. A lot of the hosts are going to be paid in HOT. I don't know if you want to use the term going live, right? Mary Camacho also stated that there are a lot of people but there's NDAs, and maybe we'll find out these companies that are connected to Holochain, in these partnerships and these collabs. We'll find out. We will find out. But again, I just think that that's one of those things that we will find out next month, in the month of September, and I think not September, December, and I think in January. I personally, this is just my own personal opinion, I think in January, HOT is going to be listed on Coinbase. That is my opinion. Alrighty, here. All right, some minor things. Skip. XRP. Side note, XRP has been doing well. On the bright side, I'm on Bitcoin. We have people like this, and everyone's always talking about, I've been in the crypto space so long. Everyone's been talking about, oh my God, it's going to go dead. Oh my God, it's going to, come on. Just chill out. So, yeah. So anyway, I do hope that you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you are in the United States of America, or if you celebrate Thanksgiving. I want you guys, please, as I always say, I know my answers, and when I talk about Holochain and the Holo organization, it's not on the technical side, because I'm not really a tech guy. It's more on the philosophical side. It's more on the business side of things. So I'm really hoping that they come together on this. But anyway, you guys, please. Okay. You guys, please, 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 please do your own research. Okay? Please do your own research. The world is also kind of crazy out there. Oh my goodness, what in the world is going on here? The world is getting crazy out there, and I need you guys to make sure that you stay safe. Okay? Please stay safe out there. This person, I'm gonna read this last thing and I'll go. Crypto Goshen. Great news for Holo and the entire Holochain ecosystem. This portends good things for the hot token as Holo hosting nears launch in December. Just getting started. And don't miss the AMA by Holochain's co-founder Arthur Brock. Oh, it's by Arthur Brock. I thought it was Eric Harris Brown. Okay. About Arthur Brock next week. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, as I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. And last but not least, above all else, it is a dangerous world out there. Be safe, okay? Bye, you guys.